Welcome to Go Mustang Sports as we take a weekly look back at many of the teams during the fall. And of course, now it's field hockey. I'm Dave McCune. I'm joined by head coach Laurel Martin. And coach, another one of those weeks I know you'd love to get back. A couple tough losses against Gettysburg and then Lebanon Valley in conference play. So we're looking at trying to bounce back.
Right, absolutely. Yep, we're bouncing back.
Gettysburg game on the road certainly wasn't what you guys were looking forward to there. You certainly wanted to come out with better results. Stat line, it looks pretty good until you look at the totals.
Right. Yeah, no, that was a disappointment. Had some breakdowns defensively and weren't able to capitalize on our attack end of things either. So basically, Gettysburg is one of those games that we would just like to completely overlook and move forward on.
Well, then let's move on forward to Lebanon Valley, not to dive into the losses too much, but another home game for you guys. Unfortunately, can't take advantage of that under the lights opportunity, especially in conference play. A tough loss with them. Was that a matter of Lebanon Valley just kind of had your number a little bit, or again, just a tough game for your team?
I mean, Lebanon Valley has some really, really strong set pieces, and that's what they capitalized on. And you have to give them credit where credit's due. They have an extremely strong defender with Brumbach. I know her because I know her, so I knew her play, and I knew coming into this game that she would give us some struggles, and she did. And so she capitalized on 3 goals during that game with special situation plays, and that's fine. And I think all in all, we fought, we played with them, and we're getting there. We're stronger, we're more athletic than we have been in the past, and they were the better team on this given day.
Of course, it puts you at 1-1 in the conference. The last time we talked about losses and trying to rebound, it was 3 in a row in 1 week. Now we're at 2 in a row in a week. Both those, or at least the first one came out, you bounced back.
Right.
The next game was a good, solid win. You got a couple wins in place. This week ahead can give you that opportunity possibly. You have Hood ahead of you, and then you have Alvernia, a very similar team. Let's talk about Hood first and foremost. This is a game that, if in the right mindset, your team can really use as kind of a rebound.
Right. No, absolutely. And I think that the main focus for us is that we are inconsistent in practice, and that flows into the game.
Yeah.
And we're inconsistent with our mentality as well. This is a program where we're not used to winning consistently, and it shows because we walk out onto that field and we don't have the mindset of I will not lose. I will do everything that I potentially can do to put myself in the best winning position. And we're still learning that. It's a process. So that's what we have to get through, but we have to do it in practice first, and I'm not seeing that without it having to be, I guess, sort of force-fed to them.
Sure.
So it's a growing process, and we're getting better, and I'm very pleased. I love this team. It's a great group of kids, hard-working group of kids, but we have a lot of growth yet we need to tap into.
Of course, the Hood game's a chance to rebound, but Alvernia is going to be a game that's very similar to you, almost mirror images in a sense.
Yeah.
That's going to be a game where you're going to need consistent play, really, and take advantage of their mistakes and not allow yourself some, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, Alvernia is a program, and they've got, similar win-loss record to us. They've beaten some teams that are strong, and they've lost to some teams that you would think that they would have beaten.
Right.
Last year, we defeated them, and that gave us an opportunity to go into conference play. However, they went into the ECACs, and we were not given an opportunity to do that last year. And that's certainly we want to go into some sort of a postseason,
Sure.
whether it's NCAA or ECACs. That's a goal of ours, and it is certainly reachable if we can figure out how to do it in practice,
right,
and carry that into the 70 minutes of a game.
Of course, Alvernia is going to be that litmus test for you.
Yeah.
Get out of there with a win, you're in pretty good shape in the conference, heading into a really tough stretch.
Yeah.
Obviously positioning yourself for conference play, whether playing at home or just being at a good seated point in the term, is important. So at this point in time, every game matters, and almost to a point, every minute of every game matters.
Yeah, every game matters, and certainly the games that got away from us in the past, too. I mean, that might come back and bite us in the butt later. And I keep trying to emphasize to these kids, everything matters. Everything. One goal can make a difference if it comes down to goal differential.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the growing curve. They've got to learn that intensity. They've got to learn that dynamic. And we're getting there. We just have yet to completely seize that and how important every little thing can be. And going into Hood, I have to just keep pounding away that this stuff matters. And we've got to get something out of Hood. It's huge.
course, this season, one thing that has gone well is the weather.
Yeah.
Unlike what you're seeing
Right.
behind us as
Right.
we tape this with you, Coach, the weather not so great. I know you'll go out to practice in this later, but by the time we get this on air, you're going to be really focused on Hood, and the weather should be better again. How important has that been? You have not had to face the adversity of dealing with rain and cold so far. At some point that may come, but how great is it to be playing in good weather?
I'm really actually excited about this rain, because I think this group, and I think us as people in general, need to go through adversity.
Yeah.
We've got to become uncomfortable, and we're not used to it. And I got to get this group out there, and they got to be cold, and they've got to be wet, and they got to be miserable, and they got to learn to love it, and they've got to
Yeah.
work through it. And that will give us the opportunity to take it to the game level, because right now we like to be comfortable.
So I suspect this rain practice will not be one of those that ends early just because it's rain.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think so at all. So 2 good games coming up ahead with Hood and Alvernia, a chance to bounce back after a tough
Yeah.
week. We'll certainly look forward to seeing how they do again. Hood on the road, but Alvernia will be at home here on Saturday night at Mustang Stadium. For Coach Laurel Martin, I'm Dave McHugh for Go Mustang Sports.